From the University of Maryland's Robert H. Smith School of Business, this is the Smith Report, Summer Edition. I'm Carrie Handwerker from the Office of Marketing Communications. This summer, we'll feature a series of conversations with Maryland Smith MBA students working as interns. This week, we're chatting with Frances Ampa. She's an MBA intern for Verizon's Consumer Group, but instead of working in New York, she's working from home in College Park. We recently caught up with her there. Hi, Frances. It's so nice to see you. So tell us what you've been up to this summer.
Hi, Carrie. So this summer I've been interning with Verizon and remotely, so working from home, and it's been great so far.
So what are you doing for Verizon? What's this internship entail?
Yeah, so I work for the consumer group, and within it, the content deal team. And so I have an individual project as well as a group project. And for the individual projects, I'm looking at current partnerships, looking for opportunities to grow, develop them, and also considering new partnerships. And then for my group internship project, we're looking at 5G messaging, so very exciting.
Frances, can you just tell us a little bit more about the projects that you're working on for Verizon?
Yeah. And so for my group project, currently looking at what messaging is out there, whether it's with Verizon or competitors, and how consumers are currently feeling about 5G, what their perceptions are of it, and just trying to drive home 5G experiences. And as far as my individual projects, I would say reading contracts, looking at viewership, engagement, what consumers are watching, what platforms they're using to watch their content, and really making recommendations suited for consumers.
So I know that Verizon has a pretty big internship program. We've had a lot of Smith interns there in the past, and they've been a great partner for us. What is the internship program like for you? I know it might be a little bit more difficult to really get to know a lot of your fellow interns. How are you doing that this summer?
So you're absolutely right. There are hundreds of interns due to the undergrad interns. And so my senior manager has been really great in setting me up on intro emails. And so I've been able to have one-on-ones with people on the team. And as far as reaching out to other interns, we have Slack. And so, send like a group chat, like, how's everyone doing? Let's grab a coffee chat, and just really trying to stay in touch.
Can you tell us a little bit about your impressions of the corporate culture at Verizon?
Yeah, and so I always start by saying everyone's really nice. Whether there is a question that I have or just wanting to send a quick email saying, like, I'm an intern, I'd love to talk to you about my role. People have been very responsive and saying, like, yeah, just put some time on my calendar and let's chat. And so it's comes across as a very helpful culture, which is something that I'm definitely looking for.
So, Frances, what were you doing before you came to Smith?
Prior to Smith, I would say I had a very non-traditional journey. I started out working at a nonprofit in Washington, D.C., and then I moved out to Los Angeles, California, where I worked in the film industry, doing a lot of producing. And then I found myself back in the nonprofit doing marketing. And so I really wanted to learn more about the business side of marketing, data analytics, yeah, and even finding myself back into like a content team at Verizon, it really brings everything full circle.
How did you land the internship?
So during the summer, there was a Forte conference, and so that's where I linked up with the recruiter for Verizon. We had a chat over the summer. I told him I was interested in a marketing internship, and so he said, just keep your eyes out. So when I came across like the application for the marketing, I filled it out, sent him a note like, I found it. Let me know what happens. And during National Black, I made sure just to touch base with him to say, like, how's it going? And really trying to keep that relationship up. So I landed the internship pretty early as well.
It also sounded like you started earlier, even before you began the MBA program.
Yeah, I think the Forte conference, which happens in June usually, is a great way to meet people. I had lots of great conversations with different people at different companies. And prior to the conference, I wasn't even thinking about internships. I don't think I even had my resume like, completely done, the Smith way, but it was just a jump start in trying to get a lot of as much information as I could possibly get.
So it sounds like you really were organized and on the ball as far as looking for your internship. What advice do you have for other students in the coming years as they're going through the same thing?
Yeah, advice for other students, I would say everyone's journey is completely different. And so it doesn't help to compare yourself to other students. Just know that, even if you're trying to figure out exactly what you want to do, having conversations with people that are doing things that you might be interested in is the way to go. So really use the Smith Alumni Network, especially on LinkedIn. A lot of folks are eager to talk to us. And even if you are feeling shy about it, talk to your career coach, even if you have like weekly sessions or every other week just to touch base. And it also helps to form a group, within the cohort to motivate each other and practice interviews.
That's great advice. Thanks, Frances. How are you making the most of the remote work situation? I know it has to be hard, but there have to be some good things that are coming from it too.
For work, definitely not being shy, reaching out to people. Oftentimes I would even use my projects as a way to say like, hey, I'm working on, 5G messaging. Can we talk later this week? And of course, when we start chatting, we're also getting to know each other. So that's also a great way to really use the assignments given, because they cannot be done in isolation either. And as far as like really networking within like the school, I would say only recently have I been really making an attempt to meet classmates outside of, literally outside. So I would say, yeah, I'm going to take more advantage of that to have even like go out to lunch with folks or go out to dinner or even bowling. And so that's been really great.
I guess that's one thing about most people probably sticking in the area for the summer, when a lot of them you would have been all over the place. Maybe it is easier to kind of get together for an outside hangout somewhere. Right?
Yeah, it's, a lot different from last summer, right? And so we have the opportunity to really meet each other before the semester starts. So,
can't wait to see you on campus, and good luck with the rest of your internship.
thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
That's our conversation with MBA student Frances Antha, who's interning this summer with Verizon. Thanks, Frances, for sharing your experience with us, and thanks to you for tuning in. From the University of Maryland's Robert H. Smith School of Business, I'm Carrie Handwerker in the Office of Marketing Communications.